everyone and welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year to you all. I hope your new year is off to a flying start. I'm sorry this is a bit late. I had a few other videos I wanted to put out before I put this one up. But this year I've decided to set goals for myself and not resolutions. The reason I've decided to set goals is simply because in my 20s I used to always set resolutions for myself, and then by the end of January I would never have completed those resolutions. I would have always fallen flat on my face, and I just felt like it was a bit of a vicious circle. And by my early 30s I'd given up like even trying to make resolutions. I just couldn't stand it anymore. So this year I thought I'm going to set goals rather than resolutions, just because I think goals sounds a bit better than resolutions. Resolutions sounds like you have to resolve something within yourself, whereas goals I think is something that you can aim towards, and it doesn't necessarily matter if you can do or don't complete the task. You are just aiming towards that goal. So I have 5 goals this year, and my first goal is to write my book. Now I've mentioned this in a previous video and in a blog post as well, which I will link down below in the description box for you. So this year I've decided to write a recipe book using my dad's recipes. I've started already. I've written out a sort of how I'd like the book to go, and I've started on the first chapter, so that's good, and I've got an idea of all the recipes I'd like to put in there. So what I'm going to do is use my dad's recipes and try to make them a bit healthier. So that's my first goal of 2018, is to complete the recipe book. And then my second goal is to simply continue with my exercise routine. Now I was a little bit naughty during December and I didn't continue with my exercise routine in the morning, and I did feel a little bit cranky by the end of December. I knew that I hadn't done any exercise. So January has started well. I've started to do my exercises in the morning. Now I like to exercise my body, but I also like to exercise my mind as well, and I find that exercising my mind really helps me during my day. It helps me with concentration, it helps me not to get into such a pickle or a mess, it helps me with so many things. So what I like to do is I get up first thing in the morning and I go and lie down. I now have a new Lumie light, which is like a sunshine light, which helps with SADS and depression and stuff. It's called the Vitamin L, and I got it for about £70 on Amazon, and I will link that in the description box below for you. And I'm using that, and I lie down for about 15 minutes with that sort of really close to my face, and it's really helped me during this winter period. I normally do suffer with a bit of depression during this winter period, and that has really helped me. So my second goal of 2018 is just simply to continue with my exercise routine. And then my third goal is to try to continue blogging and vlogging. Now last year, about the middle of last year, I found this really difficult. I found this really hard because for any bloggers and vloggers out there, you come to a certain point and everything seems to stop. And like my subscribers just suddenly halted at a certain point, and my followers on my WordPress just suddenly halted to a certain point. I personally think it's getting harder because a lot more people are doing this now, but I'm determined to continue growing because I feel like I'm growing while I'm doing this. It's giving me more confidence and more self-esteem, so I'm really enjoying doing it. So I'm definitely not going to give up. But last year I did find it really hard at certain points, and I did want to throw that computer out of the window. But my husband always says to me, you're doing well, you're getting more subscribers and you're getting more followers, so just be patient, he says to me, and I think that's the key. I just have to learn patience. I think we live in a world where things like the X Factor and Britain's Got Talent seem to make it feel like it's going to be really easy, like we're all going to have overnight success, and we forget that the fact that sometimes we need to do a bit of hard work before we can get there. So yeah, so I'm still going to continue with my blog and my vlog, and I'm just going to try to remember to be patient with that. My fourth goal is simply to read more. So I used to love getting lost in a really good book. When I worked in London, I used to get on the train every day, and I'd always have my book with me to read on the journey, and I used to love that, and I miss not reading as much. I feel like I learn more when I read as well. So my goal this year is to get myself to bed about half an hour earlier every night and just read for about 10 or 20 minutes before I go to sleep. I think it's a good way to calm yourself down as well and get your body ready for rest too. So yeah, my fourth goal is definitely to read more. And then my final goal is to be kinder to myself and my fellow human beings. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to jump out of bed every day and be in a really good mood or give you £1 million. Sorry if you were expecting that. It's not going to happen. But I feel like sometimes I can get lost in a large crowd and I can lose myself, if that makes sense. And I tend to get really agitated at myself. So I'm going to try to breathe through these difficult situations, and the mantras that I've been learning while I've been meditating, I'm trying to say these more to myself now. So if I'm in a difficult situation, I'm simply going to try to remember that everything is working out for me. That's one of my mantras, is everything is always working out for me. And I repeat this to myself over and over until that feeling of agitation has gone. So these are simple things that I'm going to try to apply in 2018. So that's it from me. That's my goals for 2018. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and please feel free to leave any comments below. What are your goals for the next year? I'd love to know, and please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. See you all soon. Bye.